So TI, we have a naming convention that allows us to break out reports easily across business unit, region, language, and type of campaign. So you can see our naming convention here. For the most part, most of our campaigns are in a very similar pattern. So you can see here's this first three letters are the business unit. This UCI is our unique identifier, which we can use to track through in other programs like Google Analytics and Site Catalyst. So on the back end, you can see what also happens. The next one is our region. So these are Europe campaigns. This one is in India, Asia Pacific region, India again. WWE is Worldwide English. And then the language it went in. So this is English, Chinese, Korean, Taiwan, Simplified, and Traditional Chinese. And type of campaigns, that's application specific. And anyway, you can see there's this pattern that's very specific, and by doing it though, it allows us to use a regular expression to extract this information and break it out into variables. And so I'm going to run a program here in a second, and you'll see new columns appear here, and they're basically looking at this in you could do this manually. I've just written a program that automates this for me. So let me launch it. And then it's going to continue to go through, and it's going to show you how it can, once you've created those, you can roll them up to the different regions automatically. So here, I just hit my button. It's making it a little bit prettier. But see, you can see this is getting populated here. And once it's done, it's going through everything in the slide. It's in this sheet. And then once it finishes it, it will, it actually creates some stats. Stats, and then it's going to create my global breakouts of the data. And here it goes through automatically, looks for the types of businesses that are over there, and then starts creating the stats for me across the different things. So, and then that creates them. So here's the received, opens, clicked, then it calculates the stats based off of these. So I have individual metrics for the different business units. This is our business units. And then it goes down here and it starts doing the same thing for the type of campaign. So these are like a listening campaign, literature announcement, newsletter, product announcement, seminar, and it rolls them all up for me just like that. And this is also how many campaigns. There are 53 in our HPA business unit and 49 in MCU. So the type of campaigns, you can see how many there were. And then it breaks it out by region. So we get an idea of, across the different regions, how many people received campaigns, emails. And next, then it actually filters and it looks only at the Americas and includes the Americas tab, and then basically goes through the previous breakouts. And it goes through all of our regions doing that, but I'm only showing you this because I wanted to give you guys an idea of what it's capable of doing. And I'm going to go ahead and stop program, but what I want to get back to is show you here that oh, and by the way, this is hyperlink because it's unique ID. I can tie it back to our SharePoint server, so it's actually where our email form is listed, and the criteria and everything else about it is there, which is convenient. But if we look, so here's the region, right? So for India, it was done in English, and there was a newsletter, and then here are the stats for that one. So, and some of these, obviously it didn't work because when someone entered it, they had a WBU, then OMAP, so they used our naming convention correctly, so the system breaks. And like I said, I'm using a regular expression to break these out. However, you could be doing it manually, right? You look for, make sure you're exclusive on the names, so if you have -APR, and make sure that this doesn't cross over with these, then you can just search for APR and make those the Asia Pacific region manually. I mean, it's going to take a little bit of time. Still, it allows you to quickly roll up the data and break out the data by different things. And here, if you look in here, I'm using a formula in Excel to look for all of these that have ACC, and then when you find those, basically bring over the values and from a different column and put them in here. But that's straight, you know, in Excel, easy to do. I mean, it takes a little while to figure out, but it's pretty easy to do. Thanks.